Alright, so we're going to go and look and try to solve this complex shape. If you're watching this, the chart at the bottom, it's great, but we're going to try and stick with the same process for everyone we go ahead and do. Now, the numbers on this one aren't the easiest. We have 2, we have 1 and 3/8, and we have 5/8, but we're going to make them work. So we're going to break it down into 3 shapes. First one is the large square. Second one is the semicircle. The third one is the small rectangle in the middle. So, shape 1, we're going to find the x value, the y value, and the area of it. So, to find the x value, the center of it, we go to the middle. So, the whole distance is 2. So, half of that is 1. So, it takes us 1 in the middle. This is a square. So, since it's a square, we have to go ahead and we have to go up 1 to get into the middle of it. So, it's a 2 by 2 square. Half of 2 is 1, so the center of this square is 1, 1. So then, what do we've got to do? We've got to go ahead and find the area of this square. Area of this square, 2 times 2, gives us a nice looking area of 4. Then we've got to take x times the area and y times the area. So, 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 4 is 4. Now we're going to get a little more interesting. We've got to go and look at the semicircle that's turned upside down here. So on that shape 2, to find the center of that semicircle, we've got to go over 1. Now we've got to come down off of the top line to go ahead and calculate and find out what the middle of that piece is. So the formula is 4r over 3 pi. With the 4 over 3 pi, we've got 4 times the radius being 0.625 or 5/8 divided by 3 pi. Grab out our trusty calculator and do some calculator punching here. We've got 4 times 0.6.
Students, there will be a 10-minute break between the period 1 exam and the 4-5 or 5-6 exam. Thank you.
So the y value itself is about 0.26, but we've got to subtract that off of the top. So we've got 2 minus 0.26 gives us 1.73. Then our last shape is a rectangle. We got to go over 1 to get to the middle, and then my copy printed out not the best, but on that right side, the height of that rectangle is 0.5, so half of that is 0.25. So let's go back. We've got to calculate the area of that circle. Area of a circle is our pi r squared. I see you.
Will the following students please come to the front receptionist desk? Edwin Kilpatrick and Allie first. To the front receptionist desk, please.
Can't see the calculator, but we have area of a circle is pi r squared, radius being 0.65, so pi times that squared. Divide that by 2, we got an area of 0.614. 1 times 0.614 gives us a negative 0.614. 1.73 times 0.614 gives us a negative 0.106. Why is it negative? Because we're cutting that shape out, so the area is negative. Now we've got to find the area of that rectangle. Area of that rectangle, well, let's take 1.375 minus 0.625 gives us the base that's there. So the difference between those two is our 0.75. So the width is 0.75. The height is 0.5, so we multiply 0.75 times a half. We end up with 0.0375 of a negative area due to cutting that shape out. So 1 times 0.375 is 0.375. We have a quarter of 0.375 gives us 0.09315. Okay, so I ran out of room on the right side, so we're going to go out here. What do we need to calculate next? We need to calculate the sum of each one of those columns. So, sum of the areas. 4 minus 0.614 minus 0.375. Oh, here's all the answers now that we can see them from above.
Mrs. Andrews, please dial 4351 at your convenience.
So sum of all of the areas is 3.011. Sum of all of the x times the areas is 4 minus the 0.614 minus 0.375, 0.311, which is pretty good. When we take a look back at the shape itself, we'll know why we like those two answers being the same. And then the y value itself is 0.84 minus the 1.06 minus the 0.09375 gives us a value of 2.84625. A lot of decimals going on, but that's why we just write everything down. So now what do we got to do? We got to calculate the x value. X value is the sum of x times areas divided by the sum of the areas. That should give us a nice looking 1, which again we like, and we'll look at the shape here in a second. And then the y's. We take 2.84625, divide that by 3.011. Let the calculator do the work. We just hit the divide to use that form of past answer. Divide that by our 3.011. We get 0.945. Looking back at the shape, why do we like that 1? Well, axis of symmetry always lies in the middle there. We go a little less than half. We end up with our central location there of 1, 3.45.